This is a video response to the person who posted the video Transsexual Registration Act. First of all, I want to say that this revolution of yours to introduce an act is no different than when Adolf Hitler proposed registration for Jews. It seems to me that you don't even see transgender people as the human beings that they are. Obviously, if you did, well then, quite bluntly put, I doubt that you would even be proposing this. I doubt that you would even be equating transsexuals in the same category as pedophiles. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because you, sir, are a hate mongerer. Mind you, that's just my opinion. But if the shoe fits, you gotta wear it. Now, it seems like you're coming up with this, well, not only out of your ass, but out of a very uneducated point of view. Have you actually done any reading? Have you actually done any reading on the subject? Seems like something that Westboro Baptist would come up with. Transsexuals are basically, whether it's male to female, if as it's called on the spectrum, or FTMs, female to male, are basically people who, when they're born, for whatever reason, their brains are wired one way to one gender, and their bodies don't match that that mental gender. Their brains are hardwired a different way. It's kind of like saying, oh, by the way, we should register people with Asperger's. Just saying. By the way, I have Asperger's. High functioning autism. So I kind of understand what it's like to have one's brain wired in a different way than somebody else. And I take great offense to your so-called proposal. And I think that you should be really taking a long, hard look at yourself. Taking a long, hard look at your proposal, too. Because I think it stinks. I really don't know what to say to this. Except for, with a registration act, by the way, there is a difference between people who are pedophiles and people who are trans. Okay, what's the difference? People who are pedophiles exploit children. They do something which is morally reprehensible and illegal. Transsexuals are people who identify as a gender other than the one that is represented by their physical bodies. Big difference there! So, you've not only offended a lot of people in the trans community. By the way, one of my friends posted your video and a link on Facebook. This is how I found this. It's made me sick watching it. I get enough to get the gist of what you were saying. Personally, I don't know why YouTube hasn't taken this down. And I think that you should be ashamed of yourself, because in your proposed registration, what follows, and let's follow this line of thinking here. In every case, or almost every case, where somebody has been outed as a transsexual, haven't you read about this? Gwen Araujo, for example, outed as a transsexual. Well, guess what? At the party she was at, they proceeded to beat the living shit out of her, and they finished her off with a fire extinguisher. People have claimed trans panic as an excuse, basically, to kill transsexuals. Now just think about this. If somebody had the audacity to put out a registry so people like you could feel safe, bigots like you could feel better about themselves, what would follow is most certainly, most arguably, there would be vigilantes out there who would then go and either beat, physically harm, seriously injure these individuals, or worse yet, they would execute them as though it were their God-given right. Well, guess what? Transsexuals are human beings just like anybody else. They have as much right to exist as you do. And putting them on some sort of registration is saying that they are less than human. Putting them on some sort of list is saying that society, or the people that agree with you, that segment of society doesn't agree with the fact that all human beings are guaranteed certain rights and freedoms. Now, I understand that certain people who break the law, certain people who have caused harm to others, by harm to others, I actually mean harm to others. For example, if somebody commits murder, obviously, they have to be kept track of. They have murdered another human being. Pedophiles hurt children, innocents. That is different from people whose gender inside does not match their external body at present. Now, I heavily disagree with your sentiment, because it is no different than the Ku Klux Klan or the neo-Nazi party, who like to emphasize on things such as white race, Latino race, black race, it's Asian race. There is but one race, and I am quoting Edward James Olmos from the Battlestar Galactica UN conference. There is but one race. It is human. You need to get that into your head. And you need to start treating your fellow human with a little bit more dignity and respect than you are already. And that hiding your face, that makes me think that you are little more than a moral coward without the guts to back up your opinion with showing yourself on camera unobscured. And in my opinion, you're no different than those comment trolls that are out there on YouTube. My name is Gabriel Peloponakos, and I am not afraid to show my face. I am not afraid to voice my opinion and tell you that in my opinion, you are wrong. Now you can take my opinion and you can do whatever the hell you want with it. But I stick to it. Because of all the things that have happened in the United States of America, and I'm glad I don't live there, there have been a lot of hate crimes. There has been a lot of bullying. And this has to stop. You are contributing to the hatred. You are contributing to the dehumanization of other people. How would you like it if all of a sudden, and I'm going to say this, all of a sudden somebody took your essence, who you are, and put it in a female body? Obviously, you identify as male. And then told you there was something wrong with you because you knew that your identity was different. Wouldn't feel good, would it? Well, that's what is happening. You're saying, yeah, let's just register them like they're criminals. And on that, I will never agree. I will be sharing this video with friends and anybody who's watching this. I do hope that you get the gist of what I'm trying to say here. We need to treat each other the way we like to be treated. To quote Hillel, that which is harmful to your fellow human being, or that which is harmful to yourself, do not visit upon your fellow human being. Thank you very much.